Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Scott K. I have to be real with you guys here. This ND75 keyboard, I really don't know how it exists. If this keyboard is real, it's going to break the mechanical keyboard hobby, at least a little bit. You guys know by now I provide recommendations, but I never really tell you what to do. That's up to you. I am going to slightly break that rule today. If you're interested in a mechanical keyboard, and you're not an enthusiast right now with 15 different $500+ keyboards, buy this thing. I don't think there's anything better than this keyboard on the market under $100 hands down. Heck, even $200. And you know what? Seriously, someone at Chilkey, they screwed up the P&L sheet somewhere with this thing. Well, let's see what it's all about. Let me get started with what the ND75 is. It's a 75% mechanical keyboard. It starts at $95. It's a pre-built, which means it comes completely ready to go out of the box. That means you get the keyboard, you also get the switches, you get the stabilizers, and the keycaps, all for $95. How is that possible? There's no way Chilkey is making money off this keyboard. Honestly, if you break that thing down, even with lower end components, let's say, you will absolutely end up paying double that price. My brain, it's not braining with this keyboard. Does that mean you end up with some lower end bottom of the barrel keyboard? No, let me show you. First of all, the keyboard looks fantastic. Nicely CNC'd, full aluminum case. It has solid anode work, no imperfections, no streaking. Everything, the top and bottom matches very well. Solid feel and very hefty. I also have the elegant purple colorway, but it also comes in 3 different other ones like black or white or blue. It's a very usable 75% form factor. It's not a small 60%. It has a screen, yes, a fully functioning color screen. The keycaps, double shot PBT in cherry profile. They're actually very high quality keycaps. Switches, Gateron EF linears. It's not some weird random off-brand either. It's wireless, Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz. And wait, look at this. Yes, toolless case with ball and catch mechanism. You see this on some of the best keyboards out there today, and those keyboards, they cost a lot more than this thing. And the crazy thing, it doesn't even stop there. It just keeps going on and on through this nonsense insanity of this keyboard. The PCB, it's connected via a magnetic connector. Remember magnetic connectors on the newer Neos and the QWERTY keys and even the OwlLab keyboards? Yeah. I mean, it's not as clean since it does have a little dongle attached to it, but hey, this entire thing is half the price of even the lowest priced entry boards right now. So we shouldn't even be seeing this on this keyboard. The lower case, wait, why is it so bare? Because, like the recent Neo Ergo I reviewed, this also has hidden components below. You flip this thing over and you got a nice raw machined aluminum weight, and when you actually remove that thing, you got 2 batteries in there at a whopping 3,800 milliamp hours together. It's hidden, it's tucked away. Guys, this is a $95 pre-built. Let's keep going. So is it a tray mount? No. This thing has 3 different mounting modes. You got the split O-ring mount, which is smaller independent gummy O-ring mounting around the perimeter. Then you also got the silica gel mount, which is essentially kind of like a silicon tadpole mount kind of. Then you got the classic top mount. What? A $95 pre-built? You can swap different mounting? Wait, super quick and easy because it has magnetic connectors and quick release? WTF, seriously? Yes, it's 2024. Okay. It also comes with foam, like a fat foam sandwich as you can see right here. That's expected. It's got PE foam and also what it looks like PET film in here by looking at it. And below, they combine the case foam and the tape mat together, and the case foam is applied onto the bottom of the PCB. We've seen this before with other keyboards too. Probably why this keyboard thought so hard, honestly. Speaking of thought, do you want to hear it? Why not? In my opinion, they all sound good. All have that foam sound because it has a lot of foam in it, but if you don't like that, you could always take it out as well. I feel like the O-ring mount had the deepest thucks, while the top mount had like the most machine gun like commanding sound, as you'd expect from top mount, right? The silica gel mounting is very much like gasket socks honestly, like that's how I felt and I also heard. Wait, but can it flex? Sure can. If you take a look, the O-ring mount actually has the most amount of soft flex, kind of expected, but the surprise comes from the top mount, which in my opinion has just as much, maybe if not more than the O-ring mount. I assume the plate has something to do with it and all the flex cuts and everything like that. The silica gel in my opinion is the stiffest. Speaking of plate, yes, it uses a very soft PC plate here with, like I said, flex cuts, and the PCB is also 1.2mm thin PCB with flex cuts. No wonder it's so soft. If you're wondering, yes, the PCB has KO style south-facing hot swap sockets and perky RGB. Jeez, this thing just won't stop. Okay, let's talk about that screen. Yes, it has the information you need, right? Like the date, the time, battery level, connection type, etc. You can also scroll through it and change things like the connection modes, like the PC Mac mode, lighting effects, lighting colors, lighting brightness, lighting speed, volume, language, and so on. It's very easy to do and it's pretty comprehensive. Okay, so then what's the catch? There surely has to be a catch. Well, maybe? First thing I ran into was opening up the stabilizers and I thought, aha, it uses plate mounted stabs. But then I opened that up and bam, if you want, you could upgrade the to PCB mount also. The holes are there. But the stabs come factory tuned and honestly, there was no need to change it. I mean, check it out. That's a spacebar from a $95 pre-built keyboard, guys. But come on, Scott, find something wrong with it, I guess? Okay, so annoyances. First one is a screen ribbon cable. Just like be aware, the top is quick release, right? So you just like pull that off aggressively like a barbarian. You may end up ripping the screen ribbon cable out, so just be careful there. They do put in an additional one just in case this happens. Next, given the cost, the ND75 doesnn't use QMK or VIA or VIAL. Instead, it uses its own proprietary software. Not the end of the world at this price point though. Honestly, that's it. There was nothing else I could find with this keyboard, especially not at this point. I'm not gonna nitpick it. The ND75, this keyboard was one of the first keyboards in a long time that got me super perplexed. From a manufacturing perspective, it doesn't math. How is this being sold at this price? And then it made me think, how is anyone else going to compete against this thing now? This thing essentially destroyed like the entry point into like a legitimate mechanical keyboarding hobby. With the ND75 around, everything else that anyone else makes at this price point, it's not gonna, step up to it. In that sense, it may be good, and also maybe not that good. It's gonna encourage others to try to beat it with like lower pricing or better features, but it may also discourage like the smaller guys from trying to even make entry boards at this point. But finally, it made me think, a keyboard like this would have costed $300 just 2 years ago. Now we hit an inflection point where high quality mechanical keyboards are loaded with features and they're starting to get closer and closer to like a membrane keyboard price. You know what? And that's great for the consumers. But as someone that's seen like hundreds and hundreds of keyboards, the ND75 by Chilkey was one of the biggest shocks of late. If you're interested, the links to this keyboard are below in the descriptions and all the other stuff I usually show off on the video. So, and as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and I'll have more content for you in the future. Thanks.